Hello. Good morning or good morning everyone, I guess. Good evening maybe. Bonjour, bonjour. Welcome on this shortcast on a rainy day, very rainy day, in Osaka. This is a shortcast, so we will have 4 segments as usual. The news of the day, the Insta of the day, the story of the day, and the food of the day. So let's gather ourselves for a few seconds and we're gonna start. So, for the news of the day, I selected today kind of a happy news or light news. So, basically, on its reopening, the Tokyo Zoo announced that the panda, one of the panda, obviously the female one, is pregnant or might be pregnant. They are not entirely sure actually. At the same time that they are reopening. So, just if we make a quick reading, a giant panda at the capital's Ueno Zoological Gardens may be pregnant. Tokyo Governor Yuriko Koike said Friday. So, this was announced by the governor. It is the same day that the zoo reopened after a 5 month closure due to the state of emergency, basically. So, the female panda, Shin Shin, is 15. She was removed from public display on Friday, today. She is paired with Lily, a 15 years old male, and they already produced one offspring that is already 3 years old, which is Zhang Zhang. Chang, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce Chinese correctly, so sorry about that. So Koike, the governor, went on saying that she's really looking forward to conveying to everyone the good news of a newborn. But signs of pregnancy can be deceitful with pandas. There are a lot of phantom pregnancies. They have been living in zoos since 2011. And that's pretty much it. So this is a good bonjour, Red. So this is a good news for Japan actually, because Japan is one of the very few countries where rented pandas do reproduce. Hello, Bullet. So it is quite important for the Chinese to get places where pandas reproduce. They don't do it that easily themselves. So when they have some zoos that have good conditions that allow the pandas to reproduce, they kind of, have a better opinion about that country. So Japan is always looking forward to good news of its relationship with China. This could help, just ease some tensions, some part of the tensions that exist between the two countries. So this is quite a good news. En français, donc aujourd'hui, le zoo de Ueno à Tokyo a annoncé qu'il était possible que leur femelle Shin soit enceinte. Ce serait la deuxième fois qu'elle pourrait avoir une descendance. Elle a déjà eu un petit panda Xiangxiang en 2007. Et là, il y a des signes de grossesse de la part de Shin. Mais bien entendu, avec les pandas, il y a beaucoup de faux signes de grossesse en fait. Donc il faut être assez, réservé sur la question. Il faut attendre. Il faut être comment on dit cautious en anglais, en français précautionneux. Voilà, il faut être précautionneux sur la nouvelle. La nouvelle, quand même, a été annoncée le jour de la réouverture du zoo et elle a été annoncée par la gouverneure de Tokyo. Ce qui montre l'importance politique de la reproduction des pandas qui sont loués par la Chine. Quand on est capable de faire se reproduire des pandas, eh bien, on a de meilleures relations avec la Chine et le Japon court toujours après voilà, le moyen d'avoir des relations plus simples ou plus apaisées avec la Chine. Donc on va attendre de voir comment ça se passe. La gouverneure Koike a dit que elle était impatiente de pouvoir confirmer que c'était bel et bien une vraie grossesse. Voilà. Tout le monde, les observateurs disent que la panda est plus grosse qu'auparavant. Et pour le moment, le Japon, une grossesse nerveuse peut-être. Et le Japon, pour le moment, conserve Xang Zhang parce que, donc le petit de 3 ans, presque 4, parce que c'est difficile de le ramener en Chine dans les conditions actuelles. Donc voilà, c'était une bonne nouvelle couplée à la nouvelle de la réouverture du zoo qui a été faite cette semaine. Enfin, aujourd'hui pour être précis, aujourd'hui vendredi. Donc c'est vraiment de la nouvelle toute chaude. Hein. Elle date d'il y a 30 minutes, cette nouvelle en fait. Je vous fais dans l'actualité chaude, là, très très chaude. Sous tous les sens du terme. Donc voilà pour la nouvelle du jour. Next, let's move on to the Insta of the day. So let's see if I do this and this. It's not at all what I wanted to show you. But anyways, here it is. So today's Insta is this picture. So if you follow my IRL, you've seen me taking this picture. This is a picture of Shitennoji Temple. Les films de motivation pour panda mâles ont fonctionné. Oui, on a tous appris que le panda est réceptif au porno panda. So this image is an image of the Shitennoji Temple in Osaka. This is the oldest administered temple. It was created or financed by Shotoku Taishi, who was a prince, and it was first built in 593. In 593, okay. After Shotoku defeated his enemies. The enemies were the Motonabe or something like this? The Monobe clan. So it was thanks donation for the gods. So this temple is dedicated to the 4 direction gods, kind of. And inside you do have a statue of Shotoku Taishi shown as a low-level canon with the 4 gods protecting the canon. This place is, as I explained, is very interesting because it has paintings from Gakuryo Nakamura, who is a very important painter from after the war mostly. He lived 1890 up to 1969, and he is important. He's recognized to be important because he was selected to make the decoration of 2 rooms of the Imperial Palace when it was rebuilt. Donc pour l'instant, c'est cette photo-là que vous m'avez vu prendre. C'était quand? Hier, avant-hier, hier, pendant l'IRL. Donc c'est le temple Shitennoji avec les 2 nyo de couleur, le rouge et le bleu. Le Shitennoji, voilà, a toujours l'air un petit peu minéral comparé aux autres, mais malgré tout, avec les bonnes couleurs, avec les bons angles, ça nous fait de belles photos qui valent autant que les photos des temples de Kyoto. N'oubliez pas que ce temple est très ancien, il a été créé en 593, même s'il n'y a pas de reste de cette époque-là. Il y a un joli jardin à visiter qu'on visitera ensemble un de ces 4. Et c'est un temple où on trouve les peintures de Gakuryo Nakamura, qui était donc un peintre très important du XXe siècle, puisqu'il a été sélectionné pour décorer 2 chambres 2 pièces du palais impérial quand il a été reconstruit après la guerre. Voilà. Donc voilà la photo que j'ai mise sur mon Insta aujourd'hui. Then next, the story of the day, something very simple. It's just a color issue. I guess in most Western countries, red is not such a good color. It's a color of alert, of blood, basically. So it has a negative use most of the time. If you were to write numbers like accounting, you would write your regular number, the regular color, black, blue maybe, and you would write the numbers that are bad in red. Okay, negative numbers are usually written in red in accounting and these kind of things. If you come to Japan, you are in for a surprise because actually it's the opposite. Very basically, what you will see very often is that positive numbers, augmentations, increases will be written in red in Japan, and negative numbers, losses, these kind of numbers will be written in green, light green, okay, very bright green. So it is quite the opposite of what we have in Western countries. Pour la nouvelle du jour, une petite mention que j'ai faite déjà dans le Japan Fun Fact du Discord, c'est que nous, on a l'habitude de voir le positif en vert, le négatif en rouge. Mais si vous regardez les évolutions de chiffres, par exemple la bourse au Japon, sur n'importe quel type d'affichage, vous verrez que si les chiffres augmentent, ce qui est positif selon nous, eh bien ça va être écrit en rouge, et les chiffres en baisse, qui sont plutôt donc négatifs pour nous, vont être écrits en vert, et plutôt vert clair, vert un peu pimpant même, hein. Donc il faut faire gaffe parce que du coup on a, si on ne voit pas le détail du chiffre, on a de nous une mauvaise impression ou une impression opposée à celle des Japonais. Même quand on fait de la comptabilité par exemple, les chiffres négatifs, les pertes ne seront pas écrites en rouge. Donc on a un schéma de couleurs différent au Japon par rapport aux pays occidentaux. Je ne peux pas vous dire par rapport au reste de l'Asie, mais c'est peut-être la même chose en Asie. Mais on a voilà une relation différente aux chiffres et aux couleurs. Ici, le rouge c'est positif, le vert c'est négatif. Voilà. Finally, for the last point of the day, it's the food of the day. So today I want to talk to you about makizushi parties. So usually at home you will not prepare in advance very often makizushis like you buy those at the supermarket or the convenience store. You will not cook it pre-roll and bring it to the table. Usually we will make makizushi parties, which means that actually you will bring at the table nori sheets, rice, and different elements that people can take by themselves. And everybody will actually take a sheet of nori, will take the amount of rice they want, put it on the leaf, and then they will put the dressing on it. So it's usually gonna be like fish that has been cut in long parts, sometimes in small ones, but it's more difficult to deal with actually. So you will lay down those on the rice, and then you will roll it correctly, or you will make a cone with it, whichever. That's up to you. It can be done both ways, but basically it's gonna be a self-made maki that you will eat. So you will have rice and ingredients all over the table, and people will grab at their cooking things. So basically it will look like this. So you see you have the nori sheets here, you have the ingredients, and you see this adult here rolling the makizushi for a kid. will be like this. You can see sheets here. You have the rice that people have already dipped in. You have the different fishes and things nicely cut. And people will do it in their own plate every time. It's kind of partyful. Not everything during that meal is to be put in makis, so you can have other things, side dishes like chicken and stuff. But you see, you will have the same kind of looking set: the rice, the nori, and the ingredients on the side. Here we have again. So you see these people here on top, the sheet of nori, rice on it, and then the ingredients. And then they will roll it as they wish. Same here. Quality is not so good, but same principle. You are given your rice, your nori, different pieces cut nicely to put in, and you even have your little thing here to roll if you want to make it perfectly round. So you can make it perfectly round, or you can make cones like those. Both are okay. It's really to your personal preference. Finalement, pour le plat du jour, je vous parle des fêtes makizushi. Donc les makizushi à la maison, on ne va pas les préparer en cuisine et les apporter à table. On va plutôt les faire soi-même à table. Donc on va apporter sur la table du riz qui a été préparé, éventuellement au vinaigre ou pas. Et on va amener les ingrédients, les différents ingrédients qu'on va mettre dedans. On vous amène également les feuilles de nori, les feuilles d'algues. Donc chaque personne va prendre sa feuille d'algue, mettre une quantité de riz dessus, ensuite poser les ingrédients et les rouler comme elle souhaite, que ce soit bien roulé en cylindre ou alors roulé en cône. C'est comme chacun veut. On va fournir quelques sauces aussi pour ajouter à l'intérieur. Très souvent à l'époque moderne, de la mayonnaise, du wasabi, du shoyu, donc de la sauce soja. Les Japonais n'hésitent pas à mélanger plusieurs sauces, ils n'ont aucun problème avec ça. On peut être innovant, on peut mettre beaucoup de choses différentes dans le makizushi. C'est vraiment à la liberté de chacun. Donc là, on a un set assez simple à l'arrivée. Vous voyez qu'ils ont préparé de la viande, du porc au shabu-shabu. Donc on va pouvoir mettre dans son makizushi sans problème. Voilà, ici on a une fête avec des enfants. Vous voyez qu'on a le plat avec les ingrédients, la feuille de nori, le riz qui a été servi par assiette pour probablement autre chose que ça, mais je pense qu'il tape dedans quand même pour faire les makis. Et vous voyez ici l'adulte qui est en train de rouler le maki avec la technique des baguettes, qui est une technique particulière pour que le truc se tienne bien pour les enfants. Donc ça se présente comme ça. Là on est avec des adultes, vous voyez que chacun s'est servi dans le riz, là on a tapé dedans. Et on a préparé tous les poissons et autres en bâtonnet, sauf les coquilles Saint-Jacques, pour pouvoir les mettre tranquillement sur le riz dans la feuille de nori. Vous voyez quelqu'un qui a commencé ici son truc. Là vous voyez qu'on a apporté non seulement de quoi faire des makis, mais aussi des petits plats annexes, comme par exemple du poulet frit. Le poulet, lui, en gros, comme ça, on ne le mettra pas dans le maki. Ça va se manger à côté seulement, on ne va pas mélanger. Mais de la viande dans les makis, c'est possible. Mais on va la couper correctement d'abord. Là, vous voyez la personne avec la main en haut, on voit bien la feuille de nori, le riz, les ingrédients qu'il a mis en longueur dessus, ou qu'elle a mis, je pense, ouais. Ça manque un peu de riz, je pense qu'il en rajoutera un petit peu par-dessus, et après on roule un peu comme on veut. Cône ou cylindre, c'est comme on veut. Voilà, il y a différents ingrédients. Vous voyez qu'on peut tout à fait mettre des feuilles de shiso ou d'autres choses. Ça doit être de l'œuf, je pense, une certaine forme d'œuf. Ça aussi à gauche, là, les barrettes jaunes, c'est de l'œuf. Pour faire du thon mayonnaise, on va fournir du thon, tout simplement, qu'on va mélanger soi-même à la mayonnaise. Ça, c'est plus un setting restaurant. tri machin. On met pas des tonnes de riz dans le truc parce que sinon après c'est trop gros, on peut pas le manger. Voilà un petit set un peu printanier. Vous voyez que là ici ils ont fait le choix de faire des cônes, mais voilà. C'est plus facile de faire les cônes la plupart du temps quand même. Donc voilà, on est un peu moins on a un peu moins de galère si on fait ça. Le problème en fait ça va être la qualité du nollie. Si le nollie est trop sec ou alors trop humide, les cylindres sont plus faciles à faire. Si le nollie est pas cassant mais pas mou, dans ce cas-là c'est plus sympa de faire les cônes. Et voilà, c'est les makizushi. So, this is about it for today's small presentation. C'est tout pour aujourd'hui sur ces 4 petits sujets. On est sur un petit format court quand je fais des pastilles à la maison. That's the moment. If you have any question you want to ask, any topic you would like to have discussed online, c'est le moment si vous avez des questions ou des requêtes que vous voulez faire et discuter en live. Sinon, eh bien, ce sera tout pour aujourd'hui. Je vous laisse quelques secondes pour réfléchir à éventuellement ce à quoi ou ce dont quoi vous voudriez parler. Non, visiblement, tout le monde écoutait seulement d'une oreille pour aujourd'hui. Sur les pastilles, c'est à peu près normal en fait. Donc, on va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Merci beaucoup de m'avoir écouté, de m'avoir regardé peut-être. Et je vous dis à bientôt. Prochain IRL, c'est lundi, mais prochain programme long dimanche soir. So next program will be a long homecast on Sunday night for me, so somewhere Sunday morning to people. Merci beaucoup Inuvik. Ok, et là tu vois on a eu les alertes. Merci à toi. Les cheers fonctionnent ici. Merci, merci. Et donc dimanche soir, un homecast sur un sujet que j'ai pas encore décidé avec un quiz bien entendu et prochaine IRL lundi si il fait beau. Next program homecast with a quiz on Sunday and next IRL on Monday. Merci Novik. Ciao. Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome on this channel for a new format of Homecast. Tonight we're going to talk about Japan. Okay, mostly in English. If you have any requests in French, don't hesitate to write, but the program will be mostly in English. So new format today, we're going to go through 5 steps. I'm gonna give you one news of the week about Japan. We will talk a bit about my Insta. I will recommend to you one place to visit. I will ask you a question, a set of questions, like 3 of them, I guess, to talk about some social conditions in Japan. And then we will finish on my recommended food for the time being. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. So today's news is pretty dark actually. What happened is that this week there was a bear sighted in Sapporo, Hokkaido, and that bear attacked actually 4 people before it was moved, pushed away back to the forest and killed once in the forest. So let's see. Here is the news. Hunters shot and killed a brown bear in Sapporo on Friday after it rampaged through the city, injuring 4 people, including a self-defense force officer, and lumbering across busy roads. The city of Sapporo tweeted that the bear has been exterminated, quite a strong word there, with a local television station saying hunters had shot the bear. So, not exterminated, but killed. Earlier, dramatic news footage showed the bear bounding along a residential street, crossing a busy road and clawing at the gates of a ground self-defense force barracks, causing alarmed troops to scatter. One SDF officer was injured in the bear's rampage in the city, which will host the Olympic marathon and race walking events in August. So this place will host people, athletes running on the street, and obviously the crowd around it. So, well, this kind of issue, this kind of security issue, is pretty alarming. Another man in his 40s was mauled by the bear after it attacked him from behind. TV footage showed. His rib was broken, but his injury was not life-threatening, even though it was pretty bad injuries, they said at the hospital. The rampage prompted local schools closures and the cancellation of several flights at a small regional airport. So let's see, we do have some videos of it. So let me see, this should be alright for you to get the sound.
速報です。今朝早く札幌市東区で熊の目撃情報が相次ぎましたが、先ほど取材中に HTB のカメラが熊の姿を捉えました。こちらの映像は午前6時ごろ札幌市東区の路上を走る熊を HTB のカメラが捉えました。現在この熊は北31条東15丁目付近の元町北小学校と大型商業施設の南側の敷地内にいる模様で、警察が監視を続けている状態です。今日午前3時半ごろ、札幌市東区北31条東19丁目の付近の住人から大きめの熊が1頭
I will not show you the footage of the attack of the different people. I know that you can find it easily if you look for it on the internet. It was, this is the ground where it was finally pushed and killed over. So after that, total 70 years old man and women, 70 years old man and a woman in her 80s were also attacked by the bear and suffered minor injuries. So this is a native race of bears in Japan. And there has been an increasing number of incidents with bears in the recent years. The Japan Bear and Forest Society has warned that forest-dwelling bears are being spotted in greater numbers in areas inhabited by humans as they search for food. So it seems that food is very scarce, and then they are moving closer to human presence to get food. So it's a pretty alarming situation. So that was the news for this week. If you come to Japan, if you go in the wild, especially to the north, but not only the north, be careful with the wild animals. There are some quite dangerous animals in Japan, snakes, bears, and even some different animals. But those two are the main dangers. Bears are more likely to, and monkeys. Monkeys can be quite dangerous. So be careful when you go in the wild in Japan of those three animals, especially to the north, but not only. Okay, so after that, what do we have? We have the Insta of the day for the Insta of the day, basically, you know, I was lucky last week to go out at nighttime to go around Osaka from Shinsekai to Tennoji back to Amemura, going through Dotonbori as well, of course. And there is a park which is Tenchibai, I guess it's called, at the bottom kind of the Haruka's Tower. It's right next to the entrance of the zoo, of the Tennoji Zoo. And it was open until 10 for people to enter. You had a lot of couples having small picnics kind of on some part of the grass. And you also had people hanging around, practicing some sports, some outdoor activities. We had dancers practicing, things like this. And with the night, with the illumination that was not specifically meant for the state of emergency, I could get quite a nice picture. So I'm pretty happy about this picture, even though it's not high resolution. I could get some kind of the mood of the place, so I was quite happy with that. You have Haruka's, that is the highest office building of Japan. It is basically the second highest building in Japan after the Tokyo Skytree. And that's it. I didn't take much to take this. This is a capture during video. So, you know, it's really easy to do. If you enjoy this kind of mood, of atmosphere for your pictures, I guess you should be able to do it quite easily if you go to the right spot. You will find pictures like this on my Insta regularly. I got a second picture of the Haruka's Tower later on that night that you see on my Instagram. I mix it with other subjects, but if you are interested in those Japanese pictures, modern or traditional, please come to my Instagram. I do have an amount of pictures that is growing slowly on this subject of Japan. So that is the Insta of the week. Next, today I would like to recommend you a place to go see in a few words, in a few images only, not a lengthy explanation, but a really short one actually. So today I want to recommend to you to go see the Shimogamo Jinja. So it is in Kyoto that you see here. It's a bit north of Higashiyama. It's at the confluence of two rivers, which is the Kamogawa, the Kamokaido, and the other one is, what would be the other one? The Takano River. So at the confluence here you do have the shrine. So this is a Shinto shrine, Shimogamo Jinja. The ground is slightly extensive for downtown ground of shrine. Let's see what kind of view we can get with the little character. So let's see if I go here, I can. Yep. So this should be the right direction. So if we go that way, north, you reach the ground of the shrine. You can enter the shrine. So you have a first torii here. Then when you move, you have a gate like this. When you pass the gate, we cannot go further at that point. Okay, you do have a butai and other places. So let's have a look if the little character can go inside. Let's see if we go right here. So we are behind the gate. So you do have the butai here. You might see ceremonies on a certain time of the year, or certain time of the week actually. When you are at the butai, you can go to the right and you have this water attraction kind of. So you do have a small stream of water with a shrine over its spring kind of right here. When it enters the ground, you see that water is free access here. You have steps going down to it, and basically what you can do is you can buy a small fortune, a prediction that they sell in the shrine, and it's blank actually. But if you dip it in the water, there will be a reaction, and you will have writings. The writings coming out once it's wet. So people will basically come here, line up and put it in the water here to get the prediction from their fortune. So you have a big ground around so that people can queue and take pictures. You have a cute little bridge. You cannot cross, but you can take pictures in front. So either this way, with the from the bridge here with that in the back, or on the other side if people are close to the water. An interesting thing here, you have a butai above water, which is quite rare in this kind of setting. You might have a butai on top of a pond usually, but in front of a stream of water like this, it's pretty rare actually. So here it is, and then the inner part of the shrine is in here. So you have different divinities in there with their own shrine. So you will have explanations in front of what kind of shrine it is. They will tell you what it is, so you can make your decision about what you want. So this is the inside basically. So you have shrines around here, the main one here. You have the place for emas and things. So this is pretty much it. So if we look at the explanations about the Shimogamo Shrine, it's an important Shinto sanctuary in the Shimogamo district that is in the Sakyo ward. Its former name is Kamo Miyoya Jinja, and it's one of the oldest Shinto shrines in Japan, one of the 17 historic monuments of ancient Kyoto that has been designated by UNESCO as a World Heritage. The term Kamo Jinja in Japanese is a general reference to Shimogamo Shrine and Kamigamo Shrine, that is upper north. We will see another time. The traditionally linked Kamo shrines of Kyoto. The two are connected. Shimogamo is the older of the pair, being believed to be 100 years older than Kamigamo and dating to the 6th century, before Kyoto became the capital of Japan. The Kamojinja serves the function of protecting Kyoto from malignant influences. There are many places that do have this function around Kyoto and inside Kyoto. The Jinja name identifies the Kamo family of kami or deities who are venerated. The name also refers to the ambit of shrines nearby woods, which are vestige of the primeval forest of Tadasu no Mori. In addition, the shrine name references the area's early inhabitants, the Kamo clan, many of whom continue to live near the shrine their ancestors traditionally served. So Shimogamo Shrine is dedicated to the veneration of Tamayori Hime, the spirit inviting maiden, father Kamo Taketsunomi, and that's it. Tamayori Hime is the mother of Kamo Wakai Kazuchi, the thunder divider of Kamo. who was sealed by Onoi Kazuchi no Mikoto, the god of fire and thunder. Kamigamo Shrine, the other of the two Kamo shrines of Kyoto, is dedicated to Kamo Wagei Kazuchi, previously mentioned. So these kami are mostly related to thunder. It has had imperial patronage over the years, once Kyoto became the capital. So you had imperial visits at the end of the 8th century, twice during the 10th century, once in the 11th and one in the 12th century. It is really counted to how many visits there have been by emperors to certain places. It basically boosts the ranking of the place usually. So let's see, what kind of pictures do we have for that? No. Where did it go? Where did the pictures go? Here we go. Okay, so here you have the entrance with the torii. Here you have the view you can take, the picture, kind of picture you can take with the small taiko bridge, basically, the way it's bended. You see, you can have it in background. You could take this picture lower and with someone in the frame. The place with the water, where the shrine that goes with the spring. The water you will use to reveal the prediction you got, and that's it. So basically, oops, why did I disappear? So basically this is an interesting place. There are associated small shrines underground. I will show you at a different time. It's easy to access. It's close by one train station, which is the terminus of the Keihan line. So it's easy to access and it's pretty nice. Okay. Next, we're gonna have the question. So the chat doesn't have so much activity, so I will more likely talk about it. I don't know if I will put the poll off or not. Let me consider for a second. Might be a bit ridiculous, but yeah, I can do it though. It's all right. So my first question in here is, first, what is the minimum annual income to be in the 20 richest households of Japan? So if you divide the population of Japan into 5 groups of equivalent size, what does it take to be in the top 5 in the richest 1/5 of the population? The propositions I gave are 6.5 million, 8.6 million, 10.7 million, or 14.8 million yen per year. The correct answer was 8.6 million. So it's basically, if we make a very standard conversion, it's about 86,000. Yes, $86,000 American dollars per year, which is not huge. Okay, it's not a very big amount, and that brings you in the top 1/5 of the population. So the Japanese main population is actually not that rich. It's really kind of nicely reparted. You don't you don't feel that one big segment of the population is way richer than the rest. You will have really like more like the top 5 or the top 1% only that will have an indecent amount of money, but rich regular people are the base here. So that was this. So then, looking through that, I had other questions, which was, for the top 20% of Japanese households, what is the proportion of the household's revenue covered by the head earner? So basically, in the image you have of Japan is that you have the husband working as a salaryman, bringing the money back home, and then you will have the wife who will be a housewife. So my point is, if you are in the biggest earners among the top 20% of Japanese households, you have to wonder what is the proportion that the earner, either the wife or the husband, but the main earner of the family, how much this person brings to the full revenue of the household. So the answer I was offering were 50%, 75%, 85%, or 90%. This is for the top 20%, okay? The right answer to this was 75%. To me, it came a bit as a shock, because I would imagine that the proportion to have a housewife at this level of income would be higher than at other income levels. But it's actually the lowest proportion of the bunch. People earning less money will actually have the one person bring a bigger share of the income to the household. So I did make a small... no, it's not what I want. Okay, here we are. This one. So in orange you see what the main earner of the household brings to the household compared to the total. You see that the proportion gets smaller and smaller with the level of income. To the left, you have the people earning the less money, the 20% earning the less money. So you would think that they would both go to work to try to get income. And since they are closer to the minimum wage, you would think that they would have more balance between them. But actually, it's not. Lower income, lower proportion for the one more person working, the non-earner, or not the main earner, and the biggest share for the main earner. And when you go up, you actually do have a lower share for the main earner. That came as a surprise to me. So this is the proportion I'm talking about. It's over 80 at the lowest income ranges, and it goes down to 3/4 for the highest earners. I was quite surprised with that. My next question was, is the number of people working in a household proportional to the total income of the households? I had a look, and actually it is proportional to the income. The richer you are, the more people you are working in the household. When you think that it would be the one working getting a big amount of money, and then the others just helping a little bit. But it's not actually what's happening. So if I go back to this, you see that for the lower incomes, the number of people, which is the orange line, number of people earning money in the household goes from barely more than one person for the lowest incomes to close to 2 people. So it's from 1.1 to 1.9 actually for the people with the highest income. In blue, you see the number of members to the household. So you see that the richer they are, the more people they have in the household, either being kids or being relatives they care for. So would be elders, parents, grandparents, these kind of things. So it's quite counterintuitive to what we would think would happen with a country where the salaryman is a basic form of work, basically, that you are presented with all the time. It's pretty different from what you would imagine. So that's what I wanted to show today. It's quite counterintuitive. Next, for the last part of this program, I want to go through, my recommendation for food. So summer is upon us, humidity is running high. So my recommendation for food at this moment is zaru udon. Okay, so zaru actually means when you have some noodles that are cold, that you will eat with some dashi, usually. So the most basic part will be like this. So you will have your udon on a small mat, cold. You will have a dashi in a bowl beside it, and you will dip your udon in the bowl and slurp it. It's inexpensive. It can make you full according to the amount of udon, and it's refreshing during summer. You will have different presentations, but it remains the same basic thing. You will have different ingredients you can add in your dashi to make a different taste. Of course, you will have some presentation things like they will wrap it, basically, in some places. In some places, the udon will be bigger, actually, than usual, thicker than usual. And you can, of course, have sets with a bit more to it, a bit of a soup and some tempura. It's usually tempura coming up with this kind of cold udon. So this is a very usual set for summer. Your cold udon with the dashi and a small set of tempura, usually no meat, vegetables, and the shrimp or some kind of fish, and that's pretty much it. Since the tempuras are a bit oily, it will help you get fed up. So it should be you should be full once you've finished eating with this, and refreshed, because the cold udon actually is very nice to ingest and refreshes you. So that would be my recommendation for the summer. One recommendation, let's say, for the summer, that would be zaru udon. Okay. So that's pretty much it for the program I intended tonight. I kept a good timing since we didn't have any interaction for the questions. I will stop here for today. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again. And until then, bye.